welcome you. So maybe you've been feeling that little nudge, to create something online, perhaps start a side hustle now that things have shifted a bit.
Maybe the kids are older or you're thinking about a career change.
Exactly. And you're definitely not alone if you're feeling that pull. The online world, it holds so much possibility. It's really exciting.
It is. But let's be real, it can also feel like, well, a bit of a maze.
Totally. Where do you even start? Which business idea actually fits you? And how do you take those first steps without just getting totally overwhelmed?
That feeling, it's completely understandable, especially starting something new online. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into today.
Yeah, we've got some really great resources here from Women Biz Academy. They're designed specifically to help you get your footing, find some clarity.
Clarity as you think about launching that online venture.
So think of this session as like your fast track. We're unpacking 2 key guides, 10 online business models to start today, and their AI-powered business plan starter kit.
And our mission today is pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, we want to pull out the practical advice, the strategies, especially for women, maybe women over 40, thinking about starting online.
We're talking about figuring out which businesses match your strengths, how to know if your idea has real potential, and importantly, how to dodge those common mistakes that can really slow you down.
And what's really interesting, I think, is how these guides also show you ways to use AI tools.
Exactly. We know tech can sometimes feel a bit, well, intimidating maybe.
Sure.
But the good news is you don't have to be some kind of tech genius to use these things. They're really helpful resources. Think of AI like a smart assistant for research and planning.
Okay, let's get into it then. Before you even picture that online storefront, the guides really stress avoiding some common pitfalls. First one that jumped out at me: choosing a business model that's just not right for you.
Oh, that's so critical early on. It's tempting, isn't it, to jump on what looks popular or maybe like easy money. But if the way the business actually runs doesn't mesh with your strengths, what you genuinely enjoy, the skills you have, it's just going to feel like an uphill battle from day one.
Yeah, that self-awareness piece seems key.
Definitely. Knowing yourself first.
And building on that, another thing they warn against is trying to do, well, everything at once.
The shiny object syndrome.
Right, you see all these possibilities and you want to try them all. But the advice is really clear. Focus on one business model first.
Get some momentum.
Yeah.
Build something solid before you spread yourself too thin.
And for so many of us, juggling maybe family, maybe other work, that focus is even more crucial, right? To avoid just burning out.
That's spot on. Think of your energy like a laser. Spread it out, it gets weak. Focus it. You can cut through the noise, make real progress. Super important when you're balancing other things.
And then there's this one, I think so many people relate to this, waiting for everything to be perfect.
Oh, the perfection trap.
Yeah, the guides are really firm here. You don't need the perfect website, the flawless branding, the, award-winning logo on day one.
Not at all.
They really stress that the most successful people, they take action first, and then they refine as they go. And that feels really encouraging, I think, especially if you're maybe feeling a bit unsure about the tech side or maybe just lacking a bit of confidence.
That bias towards action, it's so important. Perfectionism. It just stops you in your tracks.
Right.
The key is getting something out there, even a simple version. Get feedback from real people, potential customers, and then you iterate. You improve based on that. That's how you actually refine things.
Now, the AI-powered business plan starter kit, it digs into some more specific mistakes, especially when you're starting to really shape your idea. One thing they highlight is overcomplicating the business plan itself.
Right. It doesn't need to be this like 50-page formal document, especially not at the start.
Exactly. Simple, action-oriented. That's what you're aiming for initially.
Think of it like a roadmap, a working document. It's going to change as you learn and grow anyway. Keep it clear, concise, focused on the essential steps to just get started. Overcomplicating. That just leads to analysis paralysis. You never move forward.
And they also really hammer home the danger of ignoring customer research.
Oh, yeah. Big one.
You might think your idea is amazing, truly the best thing ever. But if nobody actually needs it or, isn't willing to pay for it, you're going to have problems. So understanding if there's real demand, absolutely crucial.
It's fundamental. You have to validate that your idea solves a real problem or fills a real need for the specific people you want to reach.
Otherwise
you're building on assumptions, and that's pretty risky.
Okay, and 2 more quick ones from the kit. skipping the financial planning.
Even basic planning.
Right. Even if it's just a side hustle, you need some idea of how you'll make money, what your costs might be.
Even a basic forecast. Understanding potential income streams, likely costs. It helps you make informed decisions. Keeps things viable long-term, even small scale.
And the other one, which we touched on, is not using AI tools. They point out AI can be a huge help.
Yeah, for things like initial market research, idea validation, even drafting some early content.
It's like leaving a helpful tool on the table if you ignore it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially now, it can really streamline things.
Okay, so we know some things not to do. Let's get to the exciting stuff. Exploring some actual online business models. The 10 Online Business Models Guide gives a great overview.
It's a really useful starting point, covers a whole range, from digital products to local services that have an online booking aspect.
And it presents a good variety, doesn't it? Something for different skills, passions, comfort levels with risk.
Definitely. And it's not just theory. For each one, they give you an explanation, a real-world example, which I find super helpful, and even an AI prompt to get you started thinking about it for yourself.
Okay, let's maybe highlight a few that might really resonate with you listening. First up, digital products.
Okay.
So this is about creating and selling downloadable things. Ebooks, templates, planners, maybe worksheets. The example they give is a teacher selling printable study guides. Big pluses here, no shipping, potential for passive income, earning while you sleep, and usually lower startup costs.
Right. That passive income potential is really attractive.
The main challenge, though, they say, is marketing. You need to stand out. It can be a crowded space.
Yeah, marketing is key there. You have to find your audience and reach them effectively. But it's a great way to package knowledge you already have. Create it once, sell it many times, no inventory.
Okay, next, online courses and workshops. Sharing your expertise through structured courses or maybe live online sessions.
Like the fitness coach example they give, selling a workout program for busy moms.
Right. The great things here, you can reach a much wider audience than just locally, no physical inventory again, and it really helps establish you as an expert.
Builds authority.
The catch, it takes time and effort, right, to create good content and then market it well.
For sure. Creating quality course content is a significant upfront investment of time. But online education is huge and growing. It lets you connect globally and offer really substantial value.
Then there's freelancing, offering your skills, writing, design, admin, whatever, as a service, getting paid per project or hourly.
The example was a bilingual virtual assistant.
Yeah. Benefits are pretty obvious. Usually no big upfront cost, flexibility to work from anywhere you choose your clients.
More control.
The main challenge, finding that steady stream of clients, consistency can be tough.
Yeah, freelancing lets you leverage existing skills and start earning relatively quickly. Success often comes down to good networking, a strong portfolio, and just consistently putting yourself out there.
Okay, how about coaching or consulting? Helping people one-on-one with your specialized knowledge.
Like the career coach example.
Exactly. This can have high earning potential, definitely builds your personal brand, and usually has pretty low overhead.
The challenge, though, is building that credibility. People need to trust you and your advice.
That trust factor is huge.
It really is. Establishing yourself as an authority is crucial for attracting clients, especially if you want to charge premium rates. But you can make a really direct impact.
Another interesting one, subscription-based businesses, memberships, paid communities.
Like the nutritionist offering monthly meal plans and Q&As in a private group.
That's the example. This can give you more predictable income, which is nice, and it builds a strong community.
Recurring revenue is powerful.
The main thing to remember is it usually needs ongoing effort, new content, engaging with members.
Yeah, you have to consistently deliver value to keep people subscribed. It's not set it and forget it.
Now, for physical products without the inventory headache, print on demand.
Right, where you design things like T-shirts or mugs, and someone else makes and ships them when they sell.
The example was a Latina entrepreneur selling T-shirts with bilingual slogans. Big advantage. No upfront inventory cost. Fulfillment is handled for you.
Low risk to start.
The downside, usually lower profit margins per item.
True. But it's a great entry into e-commerce. Lets you be creative. Marketing and branding become really important to stand out.
Then we have affiliate marketing, earning commissions by recommending other people's stuff.
Like the travel blogger getting commissions from hotel bookings through their links.
Classic example. The good part, you don't create the product. Potential for passive income.
The challenge, Building an audience that actually trusts your recommendations enough to buy, that takes time and consistent effort.
Building that trust is key.
Absolutely. And recommending relevant, high-quality products your audience will actually value.
Okay, similar but different. Dropshipping. Selling physical products online, but again, you don't handle inventory. The supplier ships directly to the customer.
The example was a pet lover selling pet accessories online.
Yeah, not handling inventory is a plus. But downsides can include lower margins, maybe less control over shipping times or product quality since it's not directly in your hands.
Yeah, vetting your suppliers carefully is super important with dropshipping, and really focusing on customer service to handle any issues that pop up.
And we can't forget blogging and content monetization. Creating great content, then earning through ads, sponsorships, maybe selling your own related products.
Like the finance coach blogging about budgeting.
Right. This can lead to multiple income streams eventually, but it's definitely a longer game. Requires consistent effort to build traffic and revenue.
Content marketing is definitely a long-term play, but it can build a really solid foundation for your entire online presence. Quality and consistency are key.
And lastly, they mention local services that just have a strong online presence.
Like the hairstylist using Instagram and a website for bookings and showcasing work.
Exactly. This lets you maybe expand beyond just local clients, maybe add online consultations or digital guides later.
Integrates online and offline.
The challenge can be balancing the in-person demands with growing the online side effectively.
Yes, strategically blending those two aspects is crucial. But for existing local businesses, that online presence is becoming essential anyway.
So what's super helpful is that for every single one of these 10 models, the guide gives you a specific AI prompt.
Right. So if one catches your eye, you can literally copy that prompt, pop it into something like ChatGPT, and start getting personalized ideas.
Ideas tailored to your situation right away.
Yeah, it helps you take that general concept and start thinking, okay, how could I do this? Which model really fits my skills, my interests, my goals? It's a great way to start exploring without feeling totally lost.
Okay, so let's say you have an idea now, or maybe a couple you're mulling over. The next really, really critical step is validation.
Got to check if it has legs.
Exactly. The AI-powered business idea generator guide really zeroes in on this, and one of the big mistakes they point out right away is just picking an idea without checking if anyone actually wants it.
Yeah, it's easy to fall in love with your own idea, right? But you have to confirm there's actual market demand. Validating early saves so much potential heartache and wasted effort. It ensures you're building something people might actually buy.
They also stress the mistake of not defining your niche clearly enough.
Right. Trying to be everything to everyone.
Means you end up being nothing special to anyone. Getting specific about who you serve is vital for your marketing, your messaging, everything.
Yeah, niching down lets you focus your efforts, really understand your ideal customer, and create an offer that speaks directly to them. It's often better to be a big fish in a small pond.
So the Idea Generator Guide gives you some key questions for validation. Things like, does this actually solve a real problem?
Is it a nice to have or a need to have?
Are people already paying for similar things? Who's actively searching online for solutions like this? And what are their biggest frustrations, their pain points?
These are the fundamental questions. You're looking for proof. Proof that there's a real need and, crucially, a willingness to pay for a solution.
And no surprise, there's an AI prompt specifically for market validation.
Of course.
It helps you analyze things like search trends, what people are talking about in online groups, buying behavior, trying to find those high-demand ideas or maybe underserved niches.
And it guides you to think about low-cost ways to test the idea, too, right? Before you go all in.
Exactly. Get real-world feedback first.
That's just smart. You don't need a huge budget to start testing.
Yeah.
Simple surveys, joining relevant online conversations, maybe a basic landing page to see if people sign up. These give you valuable data cheaply.
And there's a follow-up prompt, too, focused just on nailing down your ideal audience.
Getting specific.
Yeah, digging into demographics, age, location, sure, but more importantly, their specific problems or desires, and are they likely to actually spend money to solve this problem?
Understanding your customer that deeply, that's gold. It helps you write marketing copy that connects, build products they actually want. It's essential.
Okay, so you've done some validation, your idea looks promising. Now, how do you make your version stand out?
Right. Refinement, making it unique, profitable.
The Idea Generator Guide tackles this too. Key questions here are like, what makes your idea different? How can you position it uniquely? What are different ways you can make money from it?
It's about finding your unique selling proposition, your edge. What specific value do you bring that others don't? Or maybe how can you do it better or differently in a way that appeals more to your niche?
And you guessed it. There's an AI prompt for this refining stage.
Oh, of course there is. These prompts are handy.
This one helps you look at successful competitors, suggests unique positioning angles for you, identifies potential revenue models, helps you craft your core message.
And kind of summarizes the best way to set yourself up for long-term success. It pushes you beyond just the basic idea towards a real strategy, thinking critically about your unique value.
And they even include another prompt right after that asking, how can you quickly test this refined idea with minimal investment?
See? It keeps coming back to that. Test, learn, iterate.
Taking action, validating assumptions early and often.
Exactly. It's that lean startup approach.
Yeah.
Get feedback early, use it to improve. It drastically cuts your risk and helps you build something the market actually wants.
Now, we mentioned not waiting for perfection before, but it's such a common hurdle, isn't it?
Oh, huge. Especially when you're starting out.
It's worth repeating. Both guides really hammer this home. Just choose one business model that genuinely excites you.
And just start. Take small, consistent steps.
That first step, even if it feels tiny, it's often the hardest.
But it's the most important. Momentum builds from there, step by deliberate step.
The AI-powered business plan starter kit even has this helpful quick start checklist.
Ah, yeah, I saw that. Good visual.
It reminds you of those first crucial things. Define your idea and value proposition, what you do, why it matters. Research and validate your audience. Choose that first business model and how you'll make money.
It breaks it down into manageable chunks, doesn't it? Helps avoid that feeling of overwhelm. Keeps you focused on the critical stuff at the very beginning.
And we've woven it through the chat, but let's just circle back to AI one last time.
Its role as a tool.
Both guides really position AI that way, a tool to streamline ideation, validation, planning. They give you those specific prompts we mentioned.
And the starter kit even suggests 3 beginner-friendly, free AI tools.
Right. ChatGPT for ideas and writing help, Canva for basic graphics and branding, and Trello for organizing tasks.
Those are real game changers, especially if you feel less confident in, say, writing marketing copy or making things look visually appealing.
Yeah.
AI can help you jump those hurdles and just stay organized as you build that foundation.
Okay, so as we start to wrap things up here, what are the key takeaways we really want you to hold on to from this deep dive?
Okay, first I'd say choose a business model that genuinely fits you, your skills, your interests, your passions. Don't just chase trends.
Absolutely. And second, validate that idea, do the research, make sure people actually want what you plan to offer.
And third, once you have that validated idea, refine it. Find what makes it unique. How can you stand out?
And please, please remember, don't get stuck waiting for perfect.
Yes. Choose that one model that excites you and just start taking small steps. Action, even imperfect action, beats perfect inaction every single time.
So true.
And finally, remember, you don't have to do it all alone. Use those AI tools. For research, brainstorming, content, organization, they're there to make things easier, less daunting.
The final thoughts in the business plan starter kit has this great advice. Take just one small step this week towards your goal.
Yes, just one thing. That's what we hope you'll do too.
And maybe here's a final thought to chew on after this. Take a quiet moment, maybe later today. Think about your existing skills, your unique experiences, even just your passions. How could those be transformed into something valuable, something potentially profitable online? What unique thing can you bring?
It really is achievable, starting an online business after 40. And there are great resources out there, like these from Women Biz Academy, to guide you.
You really do have the potential to make this happen.